Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to Heart to Rope. I have a special guest today. A little bit of audio difficulties, but it will get going. I've also got a picture of me and Blue, that black mare that dumped me back in the day. You'll get a kick out of that. It was when I was little. But just to know you can always get going again, and so excited for this new year and what's to come. This is my muddy pen. I'm going to be spreading out some pellets and shavings to hopefully absorb up a lot of that water out there. It's my one shelter is why she's in there all the time and why I want to keep it clean. So enjoy. Hello and welcome back to Heart to Rope. So glad to have you with me this week. I'm here with my dad today. He's my special guest, and kind of moving into this new year 2023, I want to get more people involved in Heart to Rope and find out why. Why do they have a heart to rope? Dad, welcome to the program. Why do you have a heart to rope?
Living on the ranch, my parents didn't rope, but we went to a lot of brandings and things like that, and some of the neighbors that roped pretty well got me involved, started me healing calves at brandings. Living on the ranch, my parents didn't rope, but we went to a lot of brandings and things like that, and some of the neighbors that roped pretty well got me involved, started me healing calves at brandings and things like that, and teaching me how to handle a rope and what to do with a rope. And then we went to rodeos and watched calf roping and team roping, and it's just something that I just kind of wanted to do. And then when I got toward high school, I started practicing more and just trying to emulate what the better ropers back in the day were doing, and I mean that was a completely different deal than what they are today. I mean, the calf ropers was people like Dean Oliver, and of course the team ropers in the early to mid 70s. That was the Camarillos, Gerald and Reg and Leo, and
yeah.
So, I mean, it's changed a lot over the years, but I just fell in love with roping, and every night from the time I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, I'd go out after we got done in the hayfield or wherever it was, and rope a bale.
I've got pictures of you roping. I remember, when me and my brother were little, like we would always be out the arena roping, and you were always healing, Dad. And one thing I want to show them is you healing back when we were little, and then you healing today. And one thing I've noticed is that heel loop hasn't changed, Dad. What do you think about your heel loop?
Well, I think, I was watching what you videoed here a while back, and then that one that we have on that reel from way back 50-some years ago. And, I don't think it's changed a whole lot. And whether it's correct or not, I don't know. It's allowed me to rope 2 feet a lot. And, we went to a couple of schools. I never did go to Walt Woodard School, but I always enjoyed watching his videos. And there was a man that come out, I think it was California somewhere. His name was E.B. Dorsey. and he put on a couple of schools, and he stressed the way that you want to throw that heel loop in there is that's probably where I developed that, I guess, the most.
And do you want your loop to hit the ground or to come through the feet? Was there any? What was the coaching?
I mean, you know, every once in a while, I mean, you get a really good loop, you'll just pick the feet. Everything's in the air, but typically you want your bottom strand on the ground as those steers' feet are coming into it. And there you have it. You cover a wide area.
Who did you learn the most from roping, you would say?
Wow. That I don't know. I can't answer that question. I guess
some older people.
There was a neighbor rancher that taught me how to rope with rope heels. On calves at Brandon's, and it was really he was the only one in the country that used a limp grass rope. And I'll tell you what, I think that probably helped more. I wrote a poem about roping calves in a high grass corral, and it was hard to do it with a nylon, but you could take a fairly heavy grass rope that was fairly limp, and you could rope two feet on a calf every time if you know. But you learn to handle your rope. You just learn to handle your rope. That's all.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. Why would you never get away from roping? What's kept you roping this whole time? Has it been an addiction or just an absolute love for it?
Oh, I think just a love for it. I mean, yeah, you're addicted to it. It was always fun to go to jackpot ropings and do things like that over the years. Of course, as you get older and everything, we don't do that near as much as we used to. We'd love to do more of it, but you know, life happens too. So,
right.
You know, we rodeoed quite a bit when we were younger, your mother and I, and then you guys came up and high school rodeo happened, and then college rodeo happened, and we spent way more time doing that than we did, you know, doing what we were doing prior to that. So,
yeah. What's your most what memory sticks with you the most about you roping? What was it? Roping steers, calves, heels, heading? What memory is just one that never goes away?
I think the neatest memory that I'll ever have was winning the PRCA rodeo in Laramie, Wyoming back in the early 70s. And I was heeling. And the team that we had to beat that night was Leo and Gerald Camarillo. And they were like, I don't know, 5'6" or 5'7" or something. And my partner and I came out, and we were like 5'2", and we won the rodeo.
Yeah.
And you know, but we went to a lot of jackpots there in Wyoming, and these guys out of California, they'd come out to Wyoming in the summertime, and they'd camp, and they go to jackpots, and you'd rope against them on a weekly basis. They were going to rodeo stuff, but they were coming to these jackpots too, and they made a lot of money off of all of us, of course, but we learned by watching them, and sometimes you get to pair up and rope with one of them once in a while. So that was always fun.
Yeah. What's if you were to guide somebody new to roping to get involved in it? What is one word of advice or one thing you would recommend for them to do?
Find a school and go to it.
Nice.
It's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fiddle around yourself and do stuff, and over the years I did, but after I went to a few schools, I learned so much more, and it really pays.
There's so many today. Well, thanks for joining me today, and hopefully we'll see what's next on Heart to Rope. I think. Well, back current day, and I went to the store and grabbed some sawdust and some of the pelleted shavings and got it all spread out. So hopefully that will help absorb a lot of the water up in my pen. And I'm happy to announce this next week we're coming out with some Heart to Rope products. So excited about this merchandise, and I hope you'll take some time and go to the site and check it out. And I will see you next week on Heart to Rope. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.